For the people, one problem we have had in Nigeria is the apathy citizens show over how government spends their money. That your government does not give you the authority or the right to spend public funds the way it should be. There are issues. How do you spend and utilize public property? It should be questioned. We don't do that. Now, one viral video over last weekend, the second son of governor of Abia State, Bazoum, went to a social function with all the paraphernalia. You think it's the governor himself that was coming. Lexus, SUV, Jeep, or name it, with all the security details and all that. And the poor rural folks, women were clapping, dancing. Perhaps something would drop at the end of the day in terms of whatever. They apparently did not understand the need to ask whether the young man is there in his personal capacity or what, and why he should use state property in, of course, in his personal endeavor. And it's not just with Abia State. It cut across. Abia is just an indicator. The last opportunity we saw on the social media. It cut across. It's worse at the state level. Even at the federal level. We're all here sitting when the daughter of the president, Muhammad Buhari, took a presidential jet to one state. Yes. Just for a photo shoot. Yes, Bauchi. And the nation kept quiet. Do you know how much it cost to fuel an SUV, a 8-cylinder SUV for a 10-kilometer drive? And this is what is done with taxpayers' money. Do you know what it costs to hire a jet for 3 hours in Nigeria? They run in millions. And when this thing happens, we tend to see it as it's not our business. It's their business. No, it's your money. We were told that about 300,000 Nigerian children die every year due to malaria. And this former Emir of Kano told us how a poor woman with a sick child, suffering from malaria, killed to get to the palace gates to complain to the officials to solicit for funds. Because of the long queue, the baby died right there in her hands. And what was our problem? A simple 1,500 naira could have solved it. Go to our hospitals, go to our schools. You see situations where equipment as low as 500,000 can save lives. But those in authority will not see it as priority. They will take care of themselves. After taking care of themselves, they will descend to their children.
Let's look at this showmanship. They have a lot of the kids of the high and mighty in the society are very lazy. If the parents with their resources are not there, they cannot have access to 1 kobo tomorrow because they don't know how to make money. Secondly, the showmanship is not just the kids of the high and mighty who have access to public funds. Look at the average kids in the street, whether they are the kids of the well-to-do or the poor. They want to have the most expensive handset. They want to wear the most expensive dress. They want to buy,
no problem if it's their money.
They don't work for that. Okay, how many young women do you see in the street, wanting to own a car, expensive handset? And then you have young boys who want to do Yahoo and even commit armed robbery to buy cars, but they don't know how to make the money. You go to all the hotels and nightclubs, you see your young girls and young guys.
If it's their hard-earned money, they can enjoy it. It only becomes a problem when you use
hard-earned money is not there. Even if you are in school, are there former jobs in Nigeria? How many graduates do you have that are unemployed?
We don't question Dangote's children, whether they live in the moon.
But they are so disciplined, they don't do that.
Those that are in public office, we question the expenses, the money they spend on their children, and try to find out whether it's state funds.
You don't want to do ritual to make money. You are a young girl. You want to follow all the old men to buy car. Where are we going from there?
That is why some of us align with people that fault the 1999 Constitution. There's so much power given to the president, so much power given to the governors. That is why a governor can hit his chest and tell you, I'll tell you who to vote for in the presidential election, but vote for me in my political party. So that the Constitution is faulty in this regard, although, yes.
But it does not stop the people from asking questions.
Yes, the immunity to governors is too much, is something else. Amici, that's why the governor acts as a king. Amici, Ordinarily, yes, as a public servant, as a governor, the state take care of your family. But you played a video here last time where the Obama family told you that even the tea they take in their house they pay.
At the White House.
Yeah, in the White House. That's tell you what the Constitution says. So that's why we are saying the 1999 Constitution is faulty. If the amendment that is going on now, some of these things should be considered so that the powers of the governor they wield a lot of powers. That's why a second son of a governor can do that nonsense. Amechi. The governors should encourage their children to be in politics, like Fayoshe's son, even though he's suspended from the PDP. Encourage them to do business. It's legitimate things.
I mentioned, you see, I was just going to where Abu ended. It's such that, apart from these things you are raising, these are the same guys that will be, a number of them will be elevated to the same Abia State that you mentioned. Who is the speaker of the Abia State House of Assembly?
Answer.
Is the son of the former governor? So it's like
yes,
that.
he can contest.
He's right.
You're that popular.
In his right,
yes.
and all of that. But again, there is a fundamental issue: the failure of the family. Most of these things have a value system. We will see examples, just like you mentioned, but there are also some of these families that the way and manner they've brought up their children is exemplary, as it were, and we need to encourage that, not to just it's what is happening generally. There are some of them, and again, a number of them, because their children are grown. You see this. There are some that before now we had political leaders whose children were little, so we're not used to this kind of thing.
Maybe it cascades down. If you're in Abuja, go to high-end school. You see government public vehicles, SUV, being used as a vehicle for school run. It shouldn't be. So at every level, you see this abuse. And it continues because we, citizens, we think it's normal. It's not. When we see them, we'll ask questions. That's the only difference we can make. When we see them, instead of asking questions, we'll be asking what they can drop for us. It's wrong.
Yes, I understand that, but I think we've exhausted this issue. Let's not also forget